I've been thinking, have you ever seen those people who say you start from nothing, always seem to forget that they started from actually something? We have all seen these viral videos, some hyper successful entrepreneur sitting in a minimalistic room, telling you that it all takes to change your life is to wake up at 4 a.m., work 20 hours a day, build an empire from scratch. They look in the camera and say, I had $0 in my pocket when I started. It actually sounds so motivating, but it makes you feel like you're struggling. It's just because you aren't trying enough hard. But if you dig down 1 inch below the surface of their story, you literally find out that their dad gave them a small loan, or they lived rent free in their parents' basement for 3 years while building their business, or they had an uncle who introduced them to their first major client. They love selling the romance of the struggle, but they completely hide the safety net that kept them from falling. Now, I want you guys to hear me well. Sociologists have a term for this. They call it the invisible capital, which is not that the stack of cash in the bank account. It's resources that the world doesn't always see as currency. Okay, when someone started with nothing, they're usually only looking at their bank statement. They're not completely looking at everything they had, which, for example, is the stable housing, the money that they were given, the phone that they started their content with, the good phone, the good lighting, the people who helped them to get these things. These people had a family that even if they get to jail today, they will be bailed out immediately. And they had this perfect physical and mental capacity to be able to start this business. What if you have the mental health issue, physical disability? They don't just look at these things. They had the genetic lottery of perfect physical and mental health. They don't talk about this. Um, when you have a safety net, taking a massive risk isn't actually risky. It's a game. If your business fails, you have a way to lean back onto something. It's like a game. You wipe your knees and try again. But for somebody who actually has nothing, if they risk their rent money on a dream and fail, they end up on the street homeless. The stakes are completely different. The cold reality of this world is that risk is a luxury product. Not everyone can afford it. So the reason this lie is so toxic, it's that it builds a culture of absolute gaslighting. When the self-made crowd weaponizes their survival story, they create this rule. It says if you haven't succeeded, it's a moral failure, you are just lazy, you have excuses. It completely ignores the systematic cold nature of modern economy, where somebody is born, where somebody is. You can you cannot compare a person who starts from nothing in a developing country to a person who already had a safety net in a first world country, in a country that can push them, and you cannot compare these two people. So this whole thing of people lying to others, these influencers lying to others, is that it ignores the inflation in that is suffocating people. That entry level jobs require 5 years of experience, that the financial market structure is heavily rigged against the person at the bottom. They force you to look at the exceptional one in a million luck and treat it like it's a basic roadmap for everyone. It's like a lottery winner releasing like a masterclass on financial planning and telling everyone else that the reason that they are poor is because they aren't buying enough lottery tickets. It's completely disconnected from real life shit. But do they do it though? Why do successful people suffer from this collective amnesia about where they actually started? Psychologists call it the egocentric bias. As human, we want to believe that we are the main characters of our own success. We want to believe that our wealth, our status, or our achievement are 100% due to our brilliant mind and hard work. It feels bad to admit, yeah, I worked hard, but honestly, I got incredibly lucky and I had people backing me up. Admitting you had a head start diminishes the ego, so your brain subconsciously rewires your own history and also erases the helping hands, deletes the privileges, turns your life into a story, into a solo cinematic universe where you conquered the world completely alone. They aren't just lying to you, they have successfully lied to themselves too. If you are sitting there right now trying to build a life, a career, or a creative project and you feel exhausted because your progress feels slow, please stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's edited history. It's okay if you cannot take reckless risks. It's okay if you cannot move, if you have to move more carefully because you don't have a hidden cushion to catch you when you trip. Building from actually nothing takes hell lot of time and you might not succeed and it's okay. The chill you feel from the world, it is not a sign that you are failing. It's a sign that you are navigating a terrain without a map or a tour guide. So this whole concept of people lying to others that you can start from nothing is actually something toxic in this society today. People have come up with this thing that if you don't work hard, if your success doesn't show the moment you start working, then you're a failure, then you're miserable, then you're this and that. This is because these people already had the safety net to support them. They already had the best things to make them upgrade. So I've been thinking, what is an invisible advantage you've noticed an influencer or a guru gloss over giving advice? Let me know in the comments. Protect your peace from the hustle noise. Subscribe if you're feeling. Bye.